Hi everyone, this is my first video of a series of videos I'll be making. My name is DeadPool. I'm from Server 22, King of all Orcs. I'm currently ranked number 1. My BR is 193,000. Second place, generally my rival, is Sleepy Rain, as you can see, with 240,000 BR. And most of you probably are thinking, how is that possible? How is somebody with less BR able to beat somebody with higher BR? I just want to explain this game, and something that took me a while to kind of figure out is that BR has nothing to do with your strength in the game, right? This game is built off tactics. Strength has some play into it, but placement of your party has another thing to do with it. And what I wanted to do actually to introduce myself, just to show my tactics and my skills, is I wanted to actually share the video of the battle that it let me beat Sleepy, and I'll explain why I beat him. All right, right here. We'll watch it. All right. So as you can see, Sleepy Rain is a warrior paladin, and he put himself in front, which makes sense because he's trying to protect his party with his big guy, and then hoping that his party can pick off all of his opponents, right? So the difference between his stats and mine is he may have higher personal stats, but because he put himself out in the line of fire, all I did was I realized that certain characters attack certain rows first, and certain party members. So I realized I need to put as much damage as I can on Sleepy as soon as possible to get rid of him, right? And then it would be easy at that point to kind of beat him and the rest of his party. So most of my party members have all plus 50 armor, which is the Triumph level, or the 3rd level of armor. And Sleepy's don't have plus 40 even on all of his guys. So that kind of gave me an advantage in terms of defense, in terms of not taking as much health and things of that nature. DeadPool, my main character, has a lot of defense, a lot of endurance gems on him, which I'll kind of go through later, which negate critical attacks, which gives me the advantage of just taking base damage from all of his character's attacks. As you can see, I haven't been criticaled once where you saw a really whopping high attack score. Okay, and as you can see, I did win the battle. There's the end of it, and that put me as rank number 1 on my server for a while. Okay, and what I wanted to do now is I'm going to kind of explain this game in a general version, and then I'll kind of go through how I play it and how a top level player should play the game, right? Or if you want to be a really good competitor. All right. So first thing, again, the game name is League of Angels. And with that said, the game gives you the ability to fight just like any MMORPG, and then you get a team where one of your teammates, your main teammate, is actually your angel, and you get different angels. They all have different stats. Some are better than others, obviously. And what those allow you to do is they actually attack. They do global damage. So when you're in battle, they will basically attack everybody on the opposite team. In addition to that, they have the ability, what is called a Halo skill. And in that Halo skill, what that does is it actually gives all your teammates different stats, right? So as you can see, mine gives plus 4,000 magic, plus 4,000 party attack, or physical attack, plus 1,500 agility, plus 750 critical, and plus 750 block, right? So obviously you want to put certain characters in those slots majority of the time. But as you can see, the way I beat Sleepy was I put my main, which is a sorcerer, even though it's magic attack, I put it in that physical attack spot just because I knew it would outdo some damage. I can get bigger damage on Sleepy sooner, right? And that's what a lot of you guys have to understand is that they could have a world of higher BR than you, but if you place your guys just right and you are a strong opponent for them, you're going to be able to beat them, a high percentage of the time, right? And that just gives you that extra advantage you need it to, kick some ass there. So that's angels. Again, there's multiple different angels, as you'll see when you go through the game. You start off with this angel here. This is the first angel you'll get. And then as the game progresses, you unlock other angels. Sorry for the phone noise there. Let me block that out really quick. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, back to what I was just saying. So we went through angels. Now, after going through angels, we have our main character, which is you, right? I'm DeadPool again. My character is a sorcerer. This is my armor stats. This is the 3rd level of armor. You start off with basic armor, then you can upgrade it, right? And then you upgrade it again to triumph level. Then after triumph level, there's conquest, okay? So my armor, all my armor is plus 50, as you can see. Plus 50, plus 50, plus 50, okay? And that means my armor is maxed out for that level, okay? So that's the highest level I can be, or highest enhancement level I can have for this armor size. Socketing. Now this is really, really critical to understand for your character, is placement of gems. This is huge, 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 okay? One thing is understanding the game and understanding how your opponent will think, right? Some tricks I won't really reveal just because those are mine, but as you can see, I'll kind of go through, the basis of all the gems, all right? This is a magic defense, right? So obviously that protects me against other magic attacks. This is endurance. Endurance stops criticals, and like I said, having high endurance, having endurance gems is big because you do not want your opponent to get that critical attack on you, and you don't get a critical attack and respond, right? Because if a critical goes off, what happens is they get extra damage. It's like it's like 100% and a half of their original attack. So for instance, let's say their normal base attack is, I don't know, 30,000. They're going to end up doing another 30,000 damage, which takes it to 60, and half of that, which is 15. So they'll end up doing 75,000 damage, right? And that's a low critical. I've seen high criticals, and this has happened for me before, where I was attacking an opponent, and I ended up doing almost 150,000 to him. And this was an actual main character, right? And it does happen, so there's different levels of criticals I've come to find out, but endurance negates that from happening. And you really want endurance because if you're just going back and forth with base attacks, it's going to be for whoever has the best strategy in their setup, and then it's going to be for whoever gets off their skills more, So obviously agility plays a part in that, and your attack plays a part in that, and your defense keeps you alive to kind of obviously slow that down. Then we have magic attack, which again, obviously high attack, will give me extra damage to obviously beat my opponent. HP gems. I don't care what your setup is. You could have any kind of character or whatever. HP is the #1 rule. If you don't have health, you're not doing damage, right? So obviously for me, I decided, I was like, hey, I'm going to have an HP gem on everybody. In all honesty, the one gem you want to have at the highest point, the quickest, is HP. Because I don't care what level you are. This is actually when I was first starting out. I was lower level than everybody, but because I had higher HP than everybody, and I was, I had, basically some semi-good damage at the time, I was able to beat them because I could get extra attacks in that they couldn't because they had less health than me, right? And that's a key or critical trick for everybody. Agility. Now, agility is critical also. Again, this really depends on your setup. But for me, I like agility because it gives me that advantage of getting an attack first, right? So obviously in those really tight positions where, as you saw at the end, if his angel went off, or if his his sentinel went off before my main did, he could have killed me potentially, right? So obviously having a high agility gives me that advantage of attacking first, so I can kill you before you kill me, basically, right? Okay. Now, and that's just for all of them. That's kind of my setup. That's the same gems I have on all 5 pieces. And that's one thing to also understand, is be consistent. If you decide to have a set amount of gems on one, make sure all of them have them. The reason being is you want to max out one particular area or one particular focus. You don't want to be spread all out and have multiple gems on all your guys and then make your guy unbalanced, right? So you want to make them balanced, you want to make them focused, because then your strategy can become focused, all right? Now, synthesizing, this is basically something I'm going to kind of go through another video, and I'll explain some tricks for that. And there also is the exchange button, and I'll do a synthesize and exchange button all at the same time when I do that next video. Okay, and let me see, what else should I really go through for you guys? Oh, alright, so obviously, like I said, this game is really comprehensive. There's a lot to take into account. with building. And like I said, this is a series of one video. I just kind of wanted to introduce myself as DeadPool, basically a number 1, number 2 player, depending on the day and time of server 22. And again, I'm a sorcerer. I am the guild leader, mind you, of the number 1 ranked guild. My name again is DeadPool. The guild name is the original. I have a really good team. I love my team. We have the highest guild flag right now in all of our server, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other servers, just because it is really expensive. And I've personally donated the diamonds to obviously get the guild flag up to level 8. I will have it at guild level 10, guild flag level 10, probably in 2 or 3 weeks, just depending on a couple of my circumstances at the time. And our guild rank is number 1, right? We are taking, members if you would like to join our server. What you can do is you can actually ask support to, you have to email them, open a support ticket, and say you want to transfer your character to server 22. And they should be able to help you in some fashion, even if it's just taking all your armor and transferring it over to that server on a character that you design or something of that nature. But you can transfer servers and you can join our team. Always welcome to have new members. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the introduction. I appreciate your time. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day. Keep gaming. And again, this is the series 1, or in video 1 of a ton of different videos I will be coming out with.